Today's topic is shamanism. Shamanism is basically my most favorite spiritual path. I obviously do mix it in and mix it up with different religions, different theologies and philosophies. Um, but shamanism, earth magic, nature magic is my favorite. Um, the most attractive thing about shamanism, it's grounded. Before, like, maybe I don't know, 8 years like 8 years ago, 8 months ago, I did meditate with trees and the grass and the earth, but at the same time I was working with like very high energy beings and energies, like Melchizedek, Enoch, um, Archangel Michael, Metatron is one of my guides. So I used to do work with like those kind of intense high energy beings. And that is all great. But the one thing is that it's extremely easy to be ungrounded. It's so easy. Um, I I have found home with shamanism, like working with animals and using animal energies and using earth energies and using rattles and drums and bells and all those druid, pagan, Celtic, Native American, Australian things I'm just in love with. Um, I know a lot about Native American and paganism and druids and everything, but I am trying to find out more. I live in Australia, so I'm trying to find out more about Australian shamanism, which is a bit hard, but I'm getting there. I'm finding some really interesting people that work with indigenous communities, and they do know some like sacred incenses that they use and some trees that they know some basic things that they do with them. Um, and I'm gonna incorporate that with my overall shamanism. Um, you know, I've recently, like, I am a golden king cobra, my soul, golden king cobra, dragon, feathers, wings, and everything, horns, tails. But at the same time, I'm intergalactic. The one name that I've changed it now is intergalactic space shaman. Why that? Shaman, because I always work with nature, energies, natural order, creation, life. Intergalactic, because I am not, and you are not just from Earth. We are from other planets. We predate Earth, but at the same time, I love the Earth so much. It's probably my favorite place. Obviously, some other places are so divine and high energy and loving and very like developed. Sixth dimension, seventh dimension, those kind of places are amazing, exotic, so uplifting and liberating. But I love the earth because I love it's tough love. It's tough love. I love creation. I love the human experience because you know it's very distant from God. It's a very distant reality. It's a distant experience, um, and we're given a lot of options. That's the other thing. We don't have to go with the divine plan. We don't have to go with the divine will. We can go against it because we're badass. Um, but I'm in love with Earth and the school of Earth and the lessons and the experiences. Also with shamanism, I don't know. It's just it has to do with my past lives as well. I have a lot of shamanic past lives as well as past shamanic ancestors that have done clearing with, and now they're part of me. They're my guides now in the spirit world. They're with me, and at the same time, they have gone now to work with themselves and find other incarnations. Now they have passed on from the shadows into the light, but a piece of them still remains with me, and a lot of them are strong shamans. Other are just normal people. Um, Others are mothers and fathers and kids that are sticking around. But the whole ancestral thing is something that I love. Shamanism really encourages you to stay in touch with, connect with, embrace the ancestry side of things. The shadow aspect of it is probably one of my favorites again, um, only because of the Merkaba symbol, like ascension, descension. I'm in the process of making a little symbol for myself in regards to that, which will be the descension of the sun, the ascension of the moon. And the moon will be like, representing the darkness and the night, and the sun represents the day and the light. So it's like you want the descension of the light to illuminate the darkness, and therefore from the darkness it goes into light. So it's that kind of concept of grounding the light in order to ascend, transmute, and create the shadow into a positive charge. Um, the shadow world and realm is a very fascinating place. It's very seductive. That is something to be wary of. But at the same time, I love shamanism because it acknowledges the shadow realm, unlike many other spiritual paths that kind of try to make you avoid it, deny it, dismiss it, um, not indulge with it. Shamanism goes, actually, you have to indulge with it. You have to go in there and heal it. You have to heal yourself. You have to heal your ancestors. You have to heal others. You have to be a, you have to go there. That's, for me, it's so logical. You have to go into the darkness. We have to go where the angels don't want to go. We are here to do that work. How else is the earth going to ascend if we don't work with the shadow, with the negative, intense, low energies, and put them back into source? Transmute them with golden, white, pink, platinum, violet rays, whatever. As long as you transmute the energy back into light, back into its origin. The one beautiful thing about the shamanic side is that you liberate those souls that are stuck in the shadow. You liberate them, and now they can go on and experience things. The other thing is, we do not get to access the information and knowledge that beings of the shadow hold. We don't. Arch-fallen ones and Luciferian energies, we don't get to know what they're doing or what they're up to until they go back into light. The moment they go back into light, what they've done is known to us, and it's part of the overall Akashic. And you can get access to it. That's why it's so important. Like the amount of knowledge and vast wisdom, although it might be dark, it's still wisdom that they have is profound, and that's why we need to work with them and slowly make ourselves even stronger, strong light bearers to go into the depths of the realms and take them by the hand or hug them, carry them, drag them from there back into light. Um, Obviously, you can't intervene through, there's a certain extent that you can work with those energies. You can't, I don't believe you can just take any energy and transmute it back into light. There is divine plan and divine intervention. Also, the other thing is, I'm probably going to make another video, but the other video will be about darkness and shadow and what it is, and is it bad or is it actually really good, and is it actually working for the betterment of the spiritual hierarchies. And I think that'll be a very interesting video. It's something that I've been wanting to do. It's also something that I've been going through for the past 2 months, because I've been doing shadow work and going in my shadow, understanding it, loving it, coming into terms with it. And I think more people need to do that. The shadow is being very underestimated, misunderstood. It's very misunderstood. And people need to realize that's actually perfect. It's perfect. It's doing everything perfectly. Um, its job is to challenge us, make us better. And shamanism makes you see that. The other thing with shamanism is the connection you get with the earth is what I love about it. Like, obviously the connection with God and Goddess, creator source, is profound. And I am still working on my way that way. Like, I'm working my way up. But at the same time, I'm working my way up at such a pace that won't be too quick. Because I want to stick around. I want to stick around with Earth. I'm not going to go and ascend to beyond, let's say, sixth dimension until the Earth does. Because I love the Earth. It's basically the toughest school. It's the best. It's like Oxford University kind of thing, It's like that kind of university of life. It's very sought after. It takes a lot of courage to incarnate here. I understand that. And it is painful, and like the separation that happens when the soul is incarnate is kind of, a bit of a challenge. But I'm pretty convinced that I do not want to live and ascend too far away from the earth. Like, if I ascend, I'm probably going to ascend to, fifth dimension when I die, when I pass away, and then work my way with, the earth on those levels, the fifth dimension and lower and fourth dimensional sub-levels. I might even incarnate, but, I'm pretty convinced that I want to strive towards immortality this time around, and increase my light quotient and, be an immortal and chill back, we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you posted. If you see me in 100 years still, it's probably a good chance that I've achieved what I wanted. Um, so I highly recommend, shamanism. And if you want to learn about shamanism, look up DJ Conway. So D.J.Conway with the Conway. She's amazing. Perfect books. Um, she's amazing. Just like read her books and you'll fall in love with shamanism. You can't not fall in love with it. Um, so I hope, I have inspired you a little bit to join the shamanic side of things. Yes, it can be scary. Yes, it can be intimidating and challenging, but that's why we're here. That's why souls chose to incarnate on earth, to challenge themselves, to grow, to be stronger, to be more powerful, and to be gods on earth and goddesses, or both. Um, so, hope you've enjoyed this video. Stay tuned, and there'll be more.